start it?
Sure.
Did you press start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm the director at the Holland Child Care Center.
Hi, Judy.
Nice to meet you. As described in the advertisement, we're a 24-space nonprofit licensed center, and we're looking to add an EC to our team. Can you tell me about yourself?
Well, I'm a very experienced child care worker. I believe in, interpreting what the children are doing, basing lessons on what they're interested in. I've worked with children for almost 30 years now, so I think I would, fit into this team.
And we run an emergent program. How will you contribute to our program?
Well, that would work perfectly for me because I really enjoy watching what children are interested in and developing further lessons based on what they're interested in. So the emergent program would work for me.
And what behavior management techniques do you find most effective?
I find it's very effective if you talk to the children on on the same level as them, get down to their level, talk to them in a rational way about what's acceptable behavior, what's appropriate, discuss why their behavior perhaps isn't appropriate, and then discuss ways that their behavior could be appropriate.
And tell me about a time you dealt with a child exhibiting a difficult behavior.
We had a child who used inappropriate language, so we discussed the fact that we treat each other, we speak to each other in a very respectful way in this establishment, and we talked about perhaps language that is used in other places isn't necessarily used here, and we talked about language that could be used here that would still express their emotions but be more appropriate.
Good. And working with children can be stressful as it's a high-paced environment. If you saw a staff member treating a child in a manner you disagreed with, what would you do about it?
The first thing I do probably is step in and try to let that person take a break, and then perhaps speak to them about, if there's ways that I can help them out with the programming, if that's what's giving them difficulty. If it was a more personal matter, perhaps I could suggest someone that they could talk to. If that didn't solve the situation, then I would have to, of course, go to the next authority and report what I'd seen.
Perfect. And also an important element of our program is building relationships with families. How would you go about building relationships with parents?
Well, I love to talk to parents, and I think it's important that parents come into the center to visit, to just drop in, see what their children are doing, see how they play with other children. I think it's important to send out newsletters. All of those things can build relationships with parents.
Definitely. And tell me about how you effectively shared information with parents regarding either a concern or achievement that their child had.
Usually if it's an achievement, I prefer to send something home with the child that day, some kind of a little certificate or something telling about their achievement. If it's an area of concern, I would prefer to pull the parent aside and speak to them in person, or perhaps email them if it's not as serious, maybe give them a phone call.
Perfect. How would a coworker describe you?
I hope that my coworkers would describe me as a caring professional, someone who can interact with children on many different levels.
Perfect. And why should we hire you?
I think with my experience, I think I would be an excellent member of your team. I can be a team player, and I think I would bring a lot to the table for you.
Perfect. And do you have any questions for me?
Do you use a play-based model in your center?
We do. So in our center, we do play-based learning, which allows children long periods of time to play, to learn that way through their environment.
Excellent. Good. Thank you. And are there any benefits with this position?
We do have a cost share benefit plan in which the center does pay a portion of your benefits.
Good to know. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you.